touchdown. She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop moving! Stop moving!
He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
Tonight, high school football action. Number 3, Andover takes on Cambridge-Isanti, the Blue Jackets. It's been a bit of a struggle this year. They are 1-6. They've lost 4 in a row, but they have played some tight ball games as of late. They got beat by Monticello 21-18 here. They got beat at Chisago Lakes 24-21, and then they fell to Coon Rapids on the road 19-18. So they have been playing better as of late. Once again, number 3, Andover on the road at Cambridge-Isanti, and for the Huskies, ranked number 3 in 5A, they're trying to run the table and have a perfect 8-0 regular season. They're led by quarterback Connor DeVellis. He's had a great year throwing the football. 103 completions, 166 attempts, 62%, 1,400 yards, 20 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He can run it a little bit as well. 53 carries, 227 yards. And in their balanced attack, Caden Wheeler, the running back, their leading running back, 130 carries, 864 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the season. So Andover can throw and run, and of course they're led by an outstanding defense that really get it done. And we'll have the starters for you as we move through the game. But let's talk a little bit more about that defense. Tyler Whitman, Dylan Owens, Jeremiah Constant up front. A 4-linebacker set, Logan Myers, Shane Eppenberger, Sam Angel, and Nolan Israelson. Then the corners, Anthony Kuznia, Weston Knox, Noah Van Voorhis, and Ben Kopetsky. So the corners, Kuznia and Knox, Van Voorhees and Kopetsky, the safeties. And they really get it done defensively. And on this season for Andover, they've played very good football and have dominated a lot of games. 49's been the magic number. They beat Brainerd in the opener 49-14. They beat St. Francis in week 4, 49-21. And then in week 6, beat Coon Rapids 49-13 in Andover. Went on the road and beat Monticello 49-14 on the way to a 7-0 start. Andover to kick it off. Ball in the air. It's going to be taken at the 18 by Cambridge-Isanti and Blue. They're going to get it out to about the 32-yard line. And the return man wrapped up there by Obi Ayefi. And Cambridge-Isanti will start 1st and 10. Let's talk about the Blue Jackets and how they're going to go tonight. Actually, mark them back at the 31-yard line. Just underway of first quarter here on QCTV. Their starting quarterback, Ari Sullivan. He's going to hand it off. First man through, bounces into the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a couple. And he was hit by a number of players in there for the Andover Huskies defensively. Aiden Flint was in on that one almost immediately. He fired in there, back to the 29. For the Blue Jackets offensively, Devin Larson, the running backs. Braden Jones, Andre Hall, the wideout. Braden Copland, a wingback. Tight end Merle Maurer. And we'll set the O-line for Cambridge-Isanti in a moment. Throw out to the right. Catch. Trying to get around the corner, but not getting much is Braden Jones. He got a few back, and it's going to set up 3rd down and long out at the 33-yard line. A little pitch and catch off to the right. And we'll call it a gain of 4 to the 33-yard line. Make it 3rd down and 8 for Cambridge-Isanti, that offensive line. Drew Matheny up at the center spot. Josh Carlson, Ben Boyes, and the guards, the tackles, Landon Wilson and Cooper Lass for the Blue Jackets. Certainly a proud program over the years, struggling as of late. Quarterback takes the snap. He's going to roll out. This is Sullivan. Tries to tuck it under his arm, and he's wrapped up back at the 26-yard line. Outstanding defensive play by the Andover Huskies, and I think that was Flint again, number 31, firing in there for the stop. And they're going to lose ground again back to the 26-yard line. And they're going to punt it away. Their punter is Elias D. Punt returners Kopetsky and Masungo. And it just looks like Masungo back at his 42-yard line. He's going to let it bounce. Short kick hits near midfield and goes back into Blue Jacket territory, and it's down at the 47-yard line. So Andover's going to start with outstanding field position. So 2 losses on the opening drive for the Blue Jackets give Andover outstanding field position here in the first quarter. Andover, 47-yard line with 9:47 to go here first quarter. Once again, DeVelos at quarterback, Wheeler the running back. DeVelos takes the snap. He's going to pitch it out. Bobbled ball, and he's going to have to pounce on it. So Andover puts it on the ground. Wheeler's able to fall on it, but a loss of yards. There is a light rain. There is a bit of breeze out of the north. This field runs north-south here at the edge of Cambridge. They're going to lose 4 on the play. Back to the 49-yard line. Second down and 14. DeVelos looks to the sideline, gets a play. And the head coach drops back, throws it out to the left. It's caught in the slot. That's Kopetsky. Kopetsky gets some back down to the 42-yard line. Just fired it out in the flat. And Ben Kopetsky gets positive yards to the Cambridge-Isanti 42-yard line. It's a gain of 9 on the play. I'll make it 3rd down and 5 at that 42-yard line. DeVelos 5 yards deep. Kopetsky in motion. He's going to take the snap. Kopetsky again overshoots him. Had him over in that left flat at the 42-yard line, but just overshot him. And now it'll set up 4th down. And we'll see what the head coach, Tom DeVelos, is going to do here. On 4th down and 5 yards to go from the 42-yard line. DeVelos and the running back, Wheeler, look over, get that play. And he gets a snap. They're going to throw it over the middle, and it's caught. That is caught there by Audette. Audette inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Gain of 14 on the play. And the first down of the game. They started this drive at the Cambridge-Isanti 47-yard line. They have a first down. They're going to toss it out. Here's Sullivan, cutback, still on his feet. Maybe got the line of scrimmage before he's driven back and down. Let's set the Huskies up front. At center, Alex Frosley. At the left guard, Isaac Nowak. At the right guard, Nate Kosak. Left tackle, Nathan Bieberg. And at the right tackle, Brandon Larson. Receivers, Evan Kalna, Sam Masungo, Ben Audette, Ben Kopetsky, Caden Wheeler, the running back. Quarterback Connor DeVelos for the Andover Huskies, 7-0, ranked number 3. Latest poll. I thought they'd drop another poll today. Haven't seen it yet. DeVelos drops back, goes toward the far corner, and it's incomplete. And the intended receiver out there was Kalmas, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down. So no gain on first down, pass incomplete on second down. 3rd down and 10 for the Huskies. Ball at the 28-yard line. He's going to throw it off to the right. That's incomplete. And intended receiver Audette. And now it's 4th down and 10. So the second 4th down on this opening drive for Andover, quarter number 1. No score. They forced a 3-and-out on Cambridge-Isanti on their opening drive. After a short punt, Andover got it in Blue Jacket territory. DeVellis waits for the call. Running back to his right is Wheeler. He'll drop straight back. Has time. Throws it right. Good catch at the 22. Diving ahead to the 19. May come up short of the first down. Was Masungu. Sam Masungu goes up, brings it down, but only gets 9 to the 19. And they're going to turn it over on down. So a stop for Cambridge-Isanti here on their home field on this opening possession for Andover, and they got to consider that a victory. So now Cambridge-Isanti is going to get it at their own 19-yard line with 7:34 to go here in the quarter. Once again, their quarterback, Ari Sullivan. Get some numbers on him in a moment. They're going to hand it off. I think that running back there still on his feet along the near sideline, driven out of bounds. And a flag's going to come in late. Braden Jones on the end around, late hit out of bounds, tack on 15 there. That was a good solid run to the 35-yard line, gain of 16. And then they're going to tack on 15. That's going to go all the way to midfield. Major penalty there, and now all of a sudden Cambridge-Isanti right at the midfield stripe, 1st down and 10. So Sullivan hands it off on the end around Jones. Braden Jones got smacked out of bounds by Nolan Israelson, late hit. And now here's the quarterback. Sullivan just sneaks it over midfield down to about the 47. Got stacked up in there. Israelson coming out of the bottom of the pile. Run to the 47. That'll make it 2nd down and 7. Heavy rains earlier in the day. They move through, but there is still light rain, a bit of a breeze, kind of a chilly, damp night, and real grass. Not much doing there. For the running back, Devin Larson. He is their starting running back. Braden Jones got the handoff in that big gainer for 16. Be a yard there to the 46. That'll set up 3rd down and 6 for this Andover defense. They're trying to give Connor DeVellis and that offense another shot here in quarter number 1. 6:22, clock on the move. Thanks so much for joining us here on QCTV, QCTV.org. Bobbled snap, blocked away. Phenomenal defensive play by the Huskies. Dylan Owens got in on the quarterback, jumped up, blocked it away. And now it looks like Cambridge-Isanti is going to punt it away. Head coach Shane Weibel. Well, the pass attempt blocked down, 4th down and 6. And Elias D will be in for the 2nd time in the game. And dropping back deep, Sam Masungu. And he's back at his 15-yard line. We got whistles right at the time the ball was kicked. We might do this one over. We'll see about that. Pretty good crowd. You can see across the way. Good representation by the Andover students here. Even from Andover, it's kind of a road trip up to Cambridge. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on Cambridge. Now re-kick. Ball back at their own 49-yard line. Same situation. Punter is out there, Elias D. Masungu back deep. Now at his 24-yard line, it's blocked. Trying to pick it up on the run. Couldn't come up with it cleanly. Was Nolan Israelson. But he ends up pouncing on it. Trying to run without the ball, but nevertheless, it's a block. Andover in great field position at the 35-yard line. He tried to pick it up on the run, eventually pounces on it, and now Andover opening drive at the Cambridge-Isanti 47, now at the 35-yard line. 5:55 to go, first quarter. Huskies trying to get on the board here. They're going to hand it off. And there's plenty of running room up the middle there. Here's Wheeler to the end zone, touchdown. 35 yards on first down. Wheeler right up the gut, almost untouched to pay dirt. Extra point pending. They get that block punt, pounce on it on the 35, and it was Caden Wheeler all the way to the end zone. Onan Peterson on to try the extra point, snap, spot, kick. True. 7-0. Andover with 5:47 to go. A one-play drive, 35 yards. Wow. They were able to move the ball and get a first down. Andover eventually turned it on downs at the 19-yard line, but this time Caden Wheeler right up the middle off the handoff from Connor DeVellis. And for Wheeler, his 15th touchdown of the year. And now they're going to kick it off. And doing the honors, of course, Peterson. They just tacked on the extra point. Andre Hall, the kick returner, standing at his own 4-yard line. And over end kick near side, takes a hop. Kind of a Sunday hop for Hall. Hall doesn't get much. And Hall's going to take it out to the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the Blue Jackets. 5:41 to go, first quarter. Andover leads at 7-0 here on QCTV. Ari Sullivan with running back Devin Larson. Unpack it in. Try a little misdirection. Around the edge for a yard or two, not much. It's Jones. Yeah, good job there defensively, flowing to the football. As the Andover Huskies get over there quickly and wrap him up. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8. Clock moving. 5:15 to go. Just before game time, I stepped outside to very light rain. Sullivan rolls out right, throws it downfield. Has a man wide open near midfield. It's caught, still on the move, hauled down at the Andover 41-yard line. Absolutely wide open, Colton Skoglund. Skoglund running loose at midfield, and Sullivan found him. That's a 28-yard gain and a first down. Hey, a 38-yard gain. Sullivan takes a snap. That one's blocked at the, or tipped at the line of scrimmage. It's still caught down at the 31-yard line. And it's grabbed there by Andre Hall. Hall gains a quick 9 on the play.
Ball is at the 31.
Second down and 1.
Second down and 1 yard to go.
And he just came up firing. Sullivan took that snap about 3 yards deep. and found Hall off to the right. So some big plays so far for Cambridge-Isanti in this football game. Sullivan's going to hand it off. Not much doing right up the gut for Devin Larson. I don't think he got the first down. He was stacked up almost immediately. And coming out of the bottom of the pile for the Andover Huskies, a couple of guys. Israelson was in there. Andre Hall comes in from the sideline. He's going to split out to the left for the Blue Jackets. Pack it in. Slot back right and left. Going to try the misdirection around the end for a first down. A little bit more. On the carry is Copeland.
Couldn't see who the tackle was. The whole pack of Huskies. Good enough for the first down, though. First and 10. Ball just beyond.
Actually, on the carry there was Skoglund. Logan got it down to the 29-yard line. Second first down on this drive that started at the Cambridge-Isanti 20-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Andover leads. They're going to toss sweep right side. This is Larson. Cuts it back. Surges his way inside the 25 to maybe the 24-yard line. Good cutback run there. Dylan Owens in on the tackle for the Andover Huskies, but he gained 4 yards just inside the 25. Good tough running. Sullivan takes that snap. He's going to throw on the slant. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Hall, but the Andover Huskies had it well covered. That could have easily been picked off where he threw it in there. 2:13 to go. Clock stop first quarter. Andover leads at 7-0. Second down. When I got to the stadium and the players were trotting off after warm-ups, there was some mud on the track. It looks like it's holding up pretty well, but it is natural grass. Now a rarity for teams to play on that anymore. Sullivan rolling out, throws on the run toward the near sideline, caught, and sprinting out of bounds near the 15-yard line is Jones. That's a nice pitch and catch, and that's going to be a first down for Cambridge-Isanti. Gain of 10 on the play. They only needed 6. So Sullivan playing with confidence right now, coming in. 56 of 120 on the season, completion percentage under 50%. They try and run an end around left to right. And Andover would have none of it. That was Skoglund again. And Skoglund was wrapped up pretty quickly by that Huskies defense. Eppenberger, one of the linebackers. May have lost a little yardage, but we'll call it second down and 10. That's what they go with on the scoreboard. 1:35 remaining first quarter. Andover up 7-0. On the touchdown run by Caden Wheeler from 35 yards, dropping back. Sullivan throws on the run toward the corner of the end zone, well out of the corner of the end zone. Getting a hand on it near the track there was Skoglund again. Well, Skoglund's been getting a lot of looks tonight. 6'2" senior. Starting cornerback on defense for the Blue Jackets. Not listed among the starters on offense. And now it's third down. Third down will stick with a long 10. Sullivan's going to roll right under pressure, gets hit as he throws. And he got decked back there. All sorts of heat put on by Shane Eppenberger. Tried to get it to Devin Larson, swinging out of the backfield. Fourth down and 10. Ball at the 15-yard line. Don't know a lot about their kicking game, but down 7-0 here with 1:15 to go, first quarter. You get a play in from the sideline. Shuttling it in, Elias D., one of the wideouts. They're going to send two to the near side. The running back, Larson. He throws it to the near sideline, incomplete down at the 6-yard line. Jones was the intended receiver, couldn't come up with it. So Andover's going to take over on downs. So both teams have turned it over on downs. Andover's going to have it deep in their own territory. They've started drives at their own 47, and then their touchdown drive, one play, 35 yards. Caden Wheeler to the end zone. And now here comes Connor DeBellis, along with Wheeler in the backfield. He's going to drop back, throw it left. Nothing doing.
Knocked down by number 54, Lucas Diego.
A good play there defensively. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 15-yard line. And we got to stop the clock on that incomplete pass. Clock was still running. And now they're going to figure out how much time to put back on there. It says 47.4, but there's more than that remaining in quarter number one. And then opening drive for Andover, they started at their own 47, got all the way down to the 19 before turning it over on downs. Second drive, the touchdown, the 35-yard run by Wheeler, point after. And now this is their third possession so far of the game, and by far and away their worst field position. DeBellis now with Wheeler on his right. Low snap, bobbles, look out! He was able to cover it up. But Cambridge-Isanti had a player firing in there low that almost got a paw on it. Connor Johnson was right in there. And DeBellis lucky to get it back. And now that ball in this wet field goes all the way to a couple yards deep. 13-yard line. Third down and 13. Actually closer to the 12, so third down and 13. They need to get it out to the 25. DeBellis throwing it out to the left. Incomplete. And it looks like Andover's going to punt it away on fourth down. Been a little struggle. So the Blue Jackets hold and will get the ball back in pretty good field position here late in quarter number one. 25.3 on the clock. And the punter is Landon Nelson, wearing number 12. Standing just inside his own end zone. Clean snap. And he gets it away. Taken, fair catch at the 45-yard line. Good smart play there by Braden Jones to just come up, catch it, and set his team up in pretty good field position. Actually, excellent field position for Cambridge-Isanti with 22.7 to go in the quarter at the Andover 45-yard line, trailing 7-0. In the game, Cambridge-Isanti started drives at their own 31-yard line, their own 19, their own 20. Now plus 45, pretty good spot. And the quarterback again, Ari Sullivan. Devin Larson, the lone running back, standing behind him. They spread it out a little bit more. Sullivan's going to run, and it's not going to fool Andover. He gets a yard or two. He's stacked up. Right in the middle of that, Dylan Owens. Maybe a yard. That should be the final play of quarter number one. Quarter number two coming up on this breezy, damp Wednesday night. Final night of the regular season. Andover leading on the road at Cambridge-Isanti 7-0. We'll be back in a moment on QCTV and QCTV.org. Quarter number 2 underway here at Cambridge-Isanti. Blue Jackets the ball, trailing 7-0. Second down, 10 yards to go. Sullivan long down the middle, way too far for the intended receiver, Skoglund. It'll be third down and 10 from the Andover 45-yard line. I mean, they say the 44, but yeah, that's pretty generous, because on the far side of the field, that first down marker is, we'll go with the 44, second down, long 9 for Ari Sullivan, the quarterback. Devin Larson, the running back, joins him in the backfield, and now they're trying to get organized. They may need to call a timeout. They're going to send a player wide to the right, 2 left, 2 right. And Sullivan drops back. Has some time now under pressure. Sacked at the 50-yard line. Huskies all over him defensively. Nolan Israelson was there. And just no chance as he tried to scramble out of there. And with the ball right at midfield, they need to get all the way down just inside the 35-yard line. They're going to punt it away again. Elias D to punt. Masungu takes it at the 20. Works to his right, tries to get to the outside. Player falls down, still on his feet. Over the 35, wrapped up at the 37-yard line. So Masungu gives Andover pretty good field position in their own territory. 10:51 to go, quarter number 2. Andover leading it. Ranked number 3 in 5A, 7-0, trying to complete the unbeaten regular season. Connor Demilis, Caden Wheeler in the backfield, trips to the left. Wheeler gets a handoff up the middle, running room again, cuts to the outside. He's to the 45, still on his feet. At the 50, slips and falls. He'll go down at the Cambridge-Isanti 49-yard line. Could have been a whole lot more, but he'll take a 15-yard gain to midfield, 14-yard gain to midfield. Wheeler had that 35-yard touchdown run. He'll take it again, up the gut, 40 to the right. Wheeler again, up the middle, running room, 30, 25, 24-yard line before he's finally run. Andover season. Scored a lot of points, played pretty well defensively. They give up 21 to St. Francis at home on the 24th. That is the highest point total. They have not pitched a shot. Hammond, the senior, being helped off. Andover huddled up on the far sideline. They'll come in with a fresh play on first down at 10, just inside the 24-yard line. Develops with Wheeler. Wheeler on the delay, up the middle again with room, still on his feet, fighting his way inside the 10 before he's finally brought down. Another terrific run by Caden Wheeler right up the middle on this Blue Jacket defense. Gets it all the way to the 6-yard line, a gain of 18. First and goal. Develops to the far corner of the end zone. The end zone. Touchdown, Andover.
Carried by Caden Wheeler into the touchdown. That's 6 more points for the Huskies.
Second of the game. 6-yard run. 13-0 Huskies. Wheeler's just dominated on the ground, right between the tackles. Really running guard center. Peterson on to try the extra point, and he bangs it through into the breeze. And it's 14-0 Andover. Early second quarter, Andover takes that drive. About a minute and a half. Started at their own 36-yard line. And Wheeler carrying the load on that one, caps it off with the 6-yard touchdown run. And now the Huskies well on their way here on the road at Cambridge-Isanti. There you see the Andover students. I got here about the same time they did, and quite a group across the way. Onan Peterson's going to kick it off, getting teed up. And of course, Andover, Anoka, Champlin Park, Blaine, Coon Rapids all played on the real stuff until this year. And now they here again on the real stuff on the road at Cambridge-Isanti. His kick, a wobbler, near sideline, may go out of bounds, and it does. That's a break for the Blue Jackets. That just could have been a factor of a wet ball. No return opportunity there. So Cambridge-Isanti is going to get the ball in pretty good field position to start this drive. With 9:13 to go, quarter number 2. Here's the standings in Andover's district, the North Central Black. Huskies on top. Then it's Rogers, Elk River, Buffalo, and Coon Rapids. Andover, the North Central Black champs, 4-0, now 7-0 on the season, looking to finish a perfect 8-0, and then on to the postseason. That penalty on the Huskies will give them the ball at the 35-yard line. 9:13 to go in this quarter. The Blue Jackets have moved the football a little bit with Ari Sullivan. They've had some success. They try and end around, not much doing there, maybe a yard or two before the Huskies wrap it up. That was Braden Jones. Sam Angel on the hit. Gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8. Angel was all over that one. And forward momentum carried the runner out to the 37-yard line. But as I said, Sullivan has had some success throwing the football. They haven't had. There's a bad snap. He bobbles it. He's trying to get to the outside, and he's going to get wrestled down. Shane Eppenberger all over him. And he's dropped back at the 33-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. And it'll set up 3rd down and 12 for Cambridge-Isanti. There's George Larson Field in Cambridge. Leaves across the way, or turning. Field kind of tucked on the edge of the woods here on the north end of Cambridge. Great setting. Over the years, they've had some great football up here. Cambridge-Isanti. Ari Sullivan getting the play. 5'11" senior quarterback. Takes a snap, drops back, under pressure, rolls to the outside, throws it on the run. Braden Jones catches, not nearly enough for a first down. Pretty well designed play, gets him over the 40, just over the 40-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. You maybe hear the wind picking up in the microphones. That'll be 4th down and 5 for Cambridge-Isanti, and let's see what their head coach, Shane Weibel's going to do. Probably punt it away here and give it to Andover with the clock on the move. 7:05 to go in the quarter, and the Huskies leading at 14-0. Good student section here from Cambridge-Isanti as well. And now we got a timeout with 6:53 to go in the quarter. And the Blue Jackets are going to talk it over. It's again 4th down and 5 at their own 40-yard line. Final night of the regular season for most. There were some games last night, most tonight, some on Thursday. Then it's on to the postseason. There's a live look in. The battle for the paddle at Goodrich. Jim Erickson on the call. Pete Hayes. And Anoka having a terrific year. Champlain Park 0-7. But the Anoka Tornadoes, Bo Osrick's really turned it around. The battle for the paddle. Anoka favored in that series for the first time in a long time. They're going to kick it away. Masungu's going to let it bounce. He's going to grab it at the 17, come up the sideline, cut it back, get it over the 30, still on his feet. They'll get dragged down at the 34-yard line, maybe give him the 35. And that's where Andover will start with the ball here in quarter number 2, 6:40 to go. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Yeah, all the stadiums in District 11 look so different, from Champlain Park to Anoka, Andover, Blaine, Coon Rapids, the artificial turf. I think that's going to pay dividends, though, come postseason time. Andover gets some home cooking. It's Connor Devilis with Caden Wheeler, 2 touchdowns in the game. Wheeler, not much. He got stacked up right away. They were waiting for him. Good defensive play there by the Blue Jackets. They're all over it. Lincoln Larson, the junior. Short gain on the play. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. That's the first time they've bottled up Wheeler in the middle. Devilis. Wheeler again. This time squirts through. He's on his feet. 50, 45, pushed out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 26-yard gain just like that for Wheeler. And a 1st down, and Andover in business. 1st down and 10 at the 38-yard line. 6 minutes to go. Clock stop for the moment, quarter number 2. Andover led it 7-0 after 1. They're up 14-0. Pump fake right. Throws it further downfield to the right. It's almost caught. And then knocked away. The intended receiver out there was Ben Audette. Audette wanted a penalty. I don't see one on the field. 2nd down and 10. Develis pumped short, then threw it further down. The field on that right side, but Audette couldn't come up with it. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Develis tosses it out. Wheeler tries to get to the edge, gets to the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. Pretty good defense over there. Colton Skoglund slid over and knocked him down. He does get it to the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Huskies. DeVellis with Wheeler by his side. Gonna be Wheeler, runs into a Blue Jacket, and he wraps him up and brings him down. And I think that's 46 again, Lincoln Larson. Nice play. 4th down. Lincoln Larson has stepped up to the plate and been able to slow down Caden Wheeler, because Wheeler had been running wild up the middle. Now it's 4th down. DeVellis gets it down to the 26-yard line. It's caught. Finally tackled at the 24 was Audette. He goes up high and brings it down. That's enough for a 1st down. Gain of 10 on the play to the 24. 1st down and 10. Hurry up. DeVellis going to hand it off to Wheeler. He's tripped up in the backfield. That was a good defensive play there by Lucas Daigle. Maybe lost a yard on the play. Ball closer to the 25. Yeah, 2nd down and 11. 4 minutes to go, quarter number 2. Andover with the ball and the lead. Cambridge-Isanti's tightened up a little bit defensively on the run game. DeVellis hands it off and around. This is Wheeler. And Wheeler's going to get a 1st down and more near the 10-yard line. Well, they lined him up left, ran him right. And he got it right to the 10-yard line. Quick gain of 15. 1st down. And goal right at the 10. Wheeler on the delay, cuts it back, still on his feet at the 5. Into the end zone, his 3rd touchdown of the game. 20-0 Andover. And another brilliant touchdown run, this time from 10 yards out by Caden Wheeler, his 3rd of the game. Point after pending. 3:22. This drive started at the Andover 35. And Wheeler had a big run, 26 yards, to get them into Cambridge-Isanti territory. And ultimately gets it into the end zone. Peterson on to try the extra point so far, 2 for 2 tonight. Snap, spot, kick. No good. Misses that one, but Andover still has a 20-0 lead. This time a 65-yard drive. 9 plays. 3 minutes, 18 seconds. Cap by the Caden Wheeler touchdown run. From 10 yards out. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, Wheeler's had a fine season. And based on what he's done in the first half, he's got a good chance to get to 1,000 yards tonight. I don't think he's quite there in the first half, but he's well over 900 yards on the season, closing in at 1,000. Came in with 14 touchdowns. He's added 3 tonight. And Andover rolling. And Peterson's going to kick it off. Once again, the breeze has definitely picked up. And there's still a little bit of, I would say, sprinkles more than anything. Ryan Mush, our camera operator extraordinaire, has had to clean the lens, doing his due diligence. Short kick taken at the 30, or the 20, taken over the 30 to maybe the 31-yard line. So Cambridge-Isanti is going to start 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. With 3:16 to go in the quarter, and they're trying to get on the board. They were shut out once this season by St. Francis, 7-0 down the road in St. Francis. Game 2 of the year. Their only win, St. Cloud Tech, 21-0. Here's Sullivan dropping back, rolling out under pressure, throws on the run. Incomplete, out of bounds. Braden Jones, the intended receiver. And Ari Sullivan was being chased there by Dylan Owens. Could have been Jeremiah Constant. 2nd down and 10. Pretty good play. Just over the 30, maybe a yard. Andover's going to take a timeout, 2:28 to go in the half. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. They're going to set up 4th down in Champlain Park, the battle for the paddle. Tornadoes really turned it around. Matter of fact, Ryan and I were in Shakopee on a rainy night. We were outside at Shakopee. And that's where Andover is going to start. Chance to go over the 1,000-yard mark tonight. Going to take that handoff, try the right side, cut it back, still on his feet, and dives over the 35 to the 36-yard line, just enough for a 1st down, move the sticks. 40-yard line, but he overshot him. And once again, that wind's picked up quite a bit. We got a good breeze. So playing Lucas Daigle. Daigle was all over him and just got an arm on it and knocked him down. He's going to throw it out into the right flat, and it's caught. 40, maybe the 41-yard line. Masungu gets some yardage back, but it's going to set up 4th down and about 4 yards to go for the Andover Huskies with exact. Let that clock go all the way down. And Andover's going to take. And we got a whistle and a flag. And this could mark Andover back 5. Actually, for the 1st down, and another chance for Connor Develos in this Andover Husky offense. Hands it off. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler on his feet inside the 45, down to about the 41-yard line. Gain of 13 and a 1st down. 10 seconds to go in the half. Wheeler slips in the backfield, still on his feet, trying to get to the outside. 30, 25, and then he's brought down there at the end of the quarter. There in a chilly, breezy night in Cambridge. We'll be back with quarters number 3 and 4 here on QCTV and QCTV.org.
Touchdown! She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop winning! Stop winning!
He connects! Rebels with their 1st lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our local area high school sports. I'm your host, Seamus Burke. Let's start off with the Anoka girls swimming team. They're a young team, but they're not letting that slow them down. Let's head out to the pool and take a look at the Tornadoes.
This year kind of feels more like 2019. We are more together, but still, I'd say like with the practices, our practices are separate for JV and varsity. So there's still like a divide between teams, and like we still have a limited amount of people in like certain places. And it's more like the people are just trying to get back together than they were from last year, where we didn't have any interaction.
A good swimmer. So we have 8 pretty important spots to fill, and we have young 8th and 9th and 10th graders that are gonna step up this year, gonna have to step up to fill some spots. We saw some stepping up last night at conference relays, and we'll just have to put more pressure on them, and it's gonna be fun. Young team.
When I first joined, I was just like, you know what, this is a very hard sport, but then the people on the team really just showed me how great it was, and I fell in love with it.
Swimming's unique.
If we just work on each person, if each person works on themselves, our team goals happen. And we just do the best we can and work with each individual athlete, and it comes together as a team.
What makes swimming unique? It's like Jade said, it's very different because you're in the water by yourself, except you have a whole team by you. So even though you're working to push yourself better, you're still working for your team, and that's what I like about it.
You see them at football games, but have you ever thought about what goes into pep band prep for each game? Let's head out onto the new turf at Huskies Stadium to learn more.
My name is James Loyacano. I am a senior at Andover High School, and I play the mellophone. Previous years I played the tenor saxophone. I've switched to brass this year, try something a little bit new.
And how do you like the switch so far?
At first it was quite difficult, not gonna lie, new technique and everything, but surprisingly I actually enjoy it right now. I've got great people in my section. I've got a lot of people who are also brass members that make it easier because they always like to give me tips and whatnot, so it's so much easier instead of just going in the blind like I've done with other things.
How long have you been with the Andover band program?
I've been about 4 years now, joined my freshman year. Pretty much that's stayed the same as it is, except this year with the change. Otherwise, it's pretty smooth.
How's Sam as a director?
Very fun. We get the job done, that's very important, and we like to have a lot of fun along the way, so it's a great experience.
So, working with Sam, is there anything you're building up to this year? Any big events?
Really, it's just to get better at being a music audition and maybe go to college and participate in a different, college band, Eau Claire looks kind of interesting, Mankato, something like that, so it would be a great way to get some experience.
I'm Deuce Freiland. I am a senior this year, and I play the trumpet in the Andover High School marching band.
And how long have you been with Andover?
I have been in the program for 3 years now. I started in 2019, and then I fell in love with it, and I've been in it ever since.
Have you always stuck with the trumpet, or have you tried different instruments?
I've always stuck with trumpet. I gotta stay close to my roots. My family was brass players. They all played trumpet, and so I just have to play trumpet too. Yes, I have been playing trumpet since 6th grade. And so, my freshman year, I was offered to join, and I said no and played baseball instead. And then my freshman going into sophomore year, I was like, you know what, I want to try this out. And so I joined, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. We have a really, really strong show this year. We really do. And so I think, we might go back to Yims. We're holding on to the championship, and so hopefully we can just get it. Hopefully we can get it again and, be state champions for Class A. But whatever happens, happens. We had a great season so far. We're going to keep having a good season. And, any outcome is a good outcome as long as we finish through and have fun.
The Rebels cross-country team is a strong group this year. They're looking to compete in their section with some of the top teams in the area.
I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with my friends because everyone on this team has a very close bond. And I'm also looking forward to the chance of going to state because I never would have thought that would ever be a possibility at all.
Some of my goals are that I'd really like to get a personal best this year in my 5K time, and I also would like to hopefully have our team go to state.
It really means a lot to me. I'm gonna be a leader, and I really hope that I can be an inspiration for first years and everybody else.
To be a leader and to put in the most effort that I can for each practice, and to show everybody else that they can put in the effort too. My goal personally this year is to break 17 minutes, and that should set us up for going to state this year.
I think we're going to be a pretty spectacular team just based on visually what it looked like at our own home meet last Friday, where you saw packs of 2s and 3s up front in the top 15, both boys and girls. That's pretty impressive.
I originally started because of my dad. He runs marathons, and so I decided that it'd be fun to join cross country in 7th grade. And I really liked it, and I found that it was something I was good at and I could improve on, and I had a lot of friends that I made, and it was a great atmosphere.
I was doing Nordic skiing in the winter, and once I finally realized that a lot of my other friends on the team were doing track and cross country, I eventually decided to do it myself. And I stay in the sport because I really like the community-based activities and the racing atmosphere and the support that comes with this large and great community.
Girls team, I'm going to say the depth 1 through 10. It's the deepest team we've had as far as high-end quality, and not a lot of separation between numbers 1 through 7. Well, even that, based on performances on Friday, 1 through 12 is pretty tight. I think we were like 1 minute, under 1 minute between our number 1 and number 5 from their finish times. So that's phenomenal. And on the boys' side, I think the other teams are going to have less expectations of us. We're going to have higher expectations of our performance, and that showed. We were 3rd on Friday, competing against a strong Hopkins team and an Orono team, which should be, well, close to being ranked. So I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as channel 859 and at QCTV.org. Thanks for watching.
Video games, they're always coming out, they're always being announced, so we are here to stay on top of those topics. Hey, I just want to invite you to stick around and watch Game Sharks right here on QCTV. This is our premier video game show. On this show, what you can expect, the latest and greatest headlines, news, and just what we're playing. It's a fun show. We just like to hang out. We like to chat video games. You can catch up with Game Sharks on QCTV's website at QCTV.org, as well as our social media platforms. Stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting things coming up for Game Sharks. Be sure to check us out.
When prepping for your lunch for work, don't use plastic Ziploc bags. Mother Earth has an idea for you. Instead, use beeswax wrap, Tupperware, and cloth bags. Now you're on your way to saving Mother Earth.
All right, yeah, all right.
Hi, I'm Mother Earth. Did you know that items like napkins,
that tea bags and orange peels can be organically recycled. In addition, you can also recycle
food scraps like fruit and vegetables, meat, fish and bones, baked goods, eggshells, dairy products, and even coffee grounds. Also, food-soiled paper, including pizza boxes and paper egg cartons. For more information on organic recycling, check with your city to sign up. Mother Earth wants you to remember to recycle, not add to the landfill. Next time you're thirsty, use a reusable bottle.
Oh, would you look at that? Presents. Oh, everywhere. Hey, honey, come here. Take a look at this. Oh. Well, I guess we gotta go pick them up. Oh, good morning, Claire.
Hi, Simon. Ew. This must be my lucky day.
Seriously, I can't believe this. This happens every day. Take it to the skies and fly with QCTV. Get a bird's eye view from the cities of Andover, Anoka, Champlin, and Ramsey. Weekly news, sports, government, and so much more. Check out our award-winning community coverage on social media, as well as our website at qctv.org. We are QCTV, and we are here for you.
We are back in Cambridge, and you can see the rain is coming down. It's windy, tough night, tough third and fourth quarter coming up. It is all Andover. Caden Wheeler, 3 touchdowns all on the ground. Andover 2 for 3 on extra points. And the number 3 ranked team in 5A, Andover, well on their way to 8-0, leading at 20-0. And it's been Wheeler on the ground, particularly up the middle tonight, has been extremely effective. That Andover defense pitching a shutout so far. Cambridge-Isanti coming in 1-6. They've lost 4 in a row. They have been able to move the ball at times, but Andover's been in bend but don't break mode here tonight. Andover will get the ball to start quarter number 3, once again going into the teeth of that wind. And you saw that shot a moment ago from Ryan Mush, our camera operator here in Cambridge tonight, and we are both thrilled we're indoors calling this one here. They found room in the prize box for us, and that's certainly a good feeling. And Cambridge-Isanti is going to kick it off. Eric Kindern will kick it off. Get him to kick it off. And it's going to be taken by Masungu. Up the middle on his feet. Great return. Ball loose. Cambridge-Isanti's got it. Sam Masungu turns it over after a great return at the 45-yard line. And Cambridge-Isanti is going to get the ball with the wind. And it is picked up dramatically. And I think the lights are amplifying the rain, but nevertheless, it is raining. Cambridge-Isanti has it 1st and 10 at the Andover 45-yard line of 11:52 to go in quarter number 3. Their quarterback, Ari Sullivan, the running back, Devin Larson, will set the offense again in a moment. They'll try Larson, who had lined up in the right slot, tries the left side, got a couple before he's wrapped up by the Andover Huskies, and Dylan Owens pursuing. Let's start with Andover on defense. The starters, Tyler Whitman, Dylan Owens, Jeremiah Constant up front. Linebackers, Logan Myers, Shane Eppenberger, Sam Angel, Nolan Israelson. And then the cornerbacks, Anthony Kuznia, Weston Knox, Noah Van Voris, and Ben Kopetsky are the safeties. Sullivan's going to try the other side. And getting a pretty good surge over the 40 down to the 38-yard line is Colton Skoglund. Skoglund's carried it a fair amount tonight for Cambridge-Isanti. going to set up a 3rd down and 3 as they mark it at the 38-yard line. The field continues to deteriorate. It's again Sullivan Larson. They come to the near side. Sullivan tackled for a loss. Good pursuit over there defensively. Nolan Israelson was out there. Jeremiah Constant fired out there for the Andover Huskies to force him back to the 42-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. And they'll set up 4th down and 7 coming up on 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Blue Jackets in blue, Huskies in their road white with black pants and helmets. And it looks like Cambridge-Isanti is going to kick it away. Elias D is standing back at his own 45-yard line, handles the high snap, kicks it away. Nobody back for Andover, and it goes out of bounds inside the 15. They're going to call it out right at the 10-yard line. So the fumble on the kickoff by Masungu doesn't hurt Andover. And the Huskies are going to get it at their own 10-yard line. They lose a little ground in the field position battle, but they're still on the scoreboard. Leading at 20-0. They led it 7-0 after 1, 20-0 at the half. Connor DeVellis, the quarterback, Caden Wheeler, the running back, standing to his right. He'll take the handoff. He slips, keeps his feet, breaks a tackle, forces his way out near the 20-yard line, gained about 8 on the play. To the 18-yard line, we'll call it 2nd down and 2 there. Once again, a light rain, but very windy coming out of the north. Wheeler again breaks a tackle, still on his feet, trying to get to the outside, and he's finally going to be brought down. A good defensive play by Braden Johnson for the Blue Jackets. Just wouldn't give up. And it's not been off, and the Wheeler's lost ground, but he did there. Back to the 16-yard line, 3rd down and 4. Under 9 to go in the 3rd. Andover 7-0, ranked number 3. DeVellis waits for the snap. He's going to call his own number, tuck it under his arm, try the right side, get it over 1st down yardage at the 20, out to about the 23-yard line. That was just, he took the snap and took off over the right side. Gain 7. The Huskies move the sticks. He's going to keep it again. Fake the handoff there to Wheeler. And got it out to about the 28-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Really good student section over there for the Andover Huskies. Good student section here for Cambridge-Isanti on the near side of the field. George Larson Field. Yeah, about the only thing you can say, at least it's not snowing. Not ready for that. Pitch out as they try and get Wheeler to the edge. And he turns the corner at the 30 and he'll sprint out of bounds at near the 33-yard line, doing the tightrope act. And Cambridge-Isanti did a really nice job stringing that out, but he was able to keep the play alive. He's getting chased over there by Braden Johnson. Gain of 5, 1st down. Needed the 33, got the 33. That delay, and he's on his feet. Look out. Over the 50, all the way down to the 41-yard line. Caden Wheeler having a big night. 26-yard gain there. To the 41, 1st down. Chunk play again for Caden Wheeler. And now the ball comes loose and it's picked up by Cambridge-Isanti. It is turned over. And the Blue Jackets get it back. I I think that one is picked up by Johnny Zebarth, a junior. So Andover turns it over at the 45-yard line. So second turnover of the quarter. There's a fumble on a kickoff return, then a fumble stalls that drive for Andover. And here they come. They're going to try the end around. Skoglund maybe got the line of scrimmage. That was terrific pursuit over there by West, and Knox stuck his nose in there and no gain. Second down, 10 yards to go, 7:10, clock on the move here in the third quarter at Cambridge-Isanti. You gotta think that ball security is a challenge, and Andover's turned it over twice here in the quarter. Now we got a flag on the play. And they're going to call it on Andover. Going to move the ball right to midfield. And now it'll be second down and 5 right at midfield for the Blue Jackets with the wind here in the third, with the wind and the light rain. Some umbrellas out, but more of a nuisance than anything. High snap grab down by Sullivan, not much doing. First player there for Andover was Shane Eppenberger. And they're going to lose a yard. Devin Larson was the ball carrier, but that had no chance. Coming up on the 6-minute mark to go in the third quarter. Andover 7-0 after one, 20-0 at the half. Caden Wheeler, 3 touchdowns, all on the ground. Ari Sullivan going to drop back, sets up shop, throws it long downfield for the intended receiver, Braden Jones. He almost got to it, but back there defensively it was Ben Kopetsky for the Andover Huskies. That's going to set up fourth down. And about 6 yards to go, and I think they're going to be content to kick it away with Elias D. Pretty good throw, but Andover had double coverage back there. You can see number 3 coming out of there, Kopetsky. Now Sam Masungu standing at his own 20-yard line. Punt on the way, and he's going to let it fly, and that's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So with that wind, carries all the way in. And Andover's going to start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. Parade, a little people on the 29th, the Grand Day Parade on the 30th. Much, much more here on QCTV. Anoka leading Champlain Park 34-0. So the Tornadoes having a big year and a nightmare of a season for the Rebels. Here's Wheeler. On the loose, still on his feet, staggered at the 35, at the 40, and is finally going to be arm tackled, literally brought down by the arm at the 44-yard line. Andre Hall finally grabbed that arm and wouldn't let go. But that is a 25-yard gain out to the 45-yard line. And based on what I've seen tonight, Caden Wheeler's gone over 1,000 yards on the season. 3 touchdowns on the night. He has just been on a mission tonight. Now we got a flag. And it's going to be a timeout, Cambridge-Isanti. No flag, just a timeout. Cambridge-Isanti's going to talk about it. And it's been the Caden Wheeler show tonight. The Senior just been terrific. 25 yards on that one. And here are the numbers again on Caden Wheeler coming in tonight. 5 years. And now the tables are turned. Anoka dominating Champlain Park tonight. And the Rebels are going to finish the regular season 0-8. And I've done a number of Champlain Park games this year. And I'm not sure anybody can remember an 0-8 season out of the Rebels since the school opened in the early 90s. It's been 30 years, and this may be the toughest season of them all. Here's Wheeler on the loose again, right up the middle, all the way down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 15. First down and 10, move the chains. This drive started at the 20. They're already to the Blue Jacket 40-yard line. The Caden Wheeler show can time. DeVellis calls his own number, and he's got running room off the right side, cuts it back up the middle, inside the 25, near the 20-yard line before he's wrapped up. Connor DeVellis this year, 53 carries, 227 yards, 4 touchdowns. He gained 12 there, down to the 22, another first down. This is Wheeler, and he's stacked up. He got hit immediately by Cyrus Matson. He met him right after he got the football and smacked him. But that has not happened much tonight to Caden Wheeler. Clock on the move, 3:30 to go. Dark, rainy night here in Cambridge-Isanti. DeVellis sets up the screen right side. Masungo catches, cuts it back into the middle, has room, still on his feet, breaks a tackle, forces his way deep into Cambridge-Isanti territory for another first down. Sam Masungo, yard run for Caden Wheeler. 4th of the night. On to try the extra point. Onan Peterson, 2 for 3. And now they're going to go for 2. DeVellis, they're going to go for 2, up 26-0. Dropping back, DeVellis throws it over the middle toward the end zone, and it is caught. It is caught for the 2-point conversion. That has been Kopetsky. 28-0 Andover. And plenty of time as DeVellis rolled to his right and crossing from right to left in the end zone, Kopetsky. 28-0 Andover. Here late 3rd quarter. That drive, just shy of 3 minutes, goes 80 yards. As you might expect, Caden Wheeler, big part of that. 17-yard screen pass, however, from DeVellis to Masungu, got him to 1st and goal, and then it was Caden Wheeler almost untouched into the end zone. And Wheeler tonight, that 5-yard touchdown run, won't get a chance to return. Another one goes out of bounds. So Cambridge-Isanti is going to get the ball with 2:56 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and trailing 28-0 at home. As we mentioned, their only win of the year over St. Cloud Tech in week 3. That was at Tiger Stadium in St. Cloud, 21-0 the final. Ari Sullivan, the quarterback, going to bring him up. The running back, Devin Larson. Now we got an Andover timeout here in the 3rd. Two timeouts left here late in the 3rd quarter. A lot of fans still hanging in. More umbrellas coming out. More impressively, among the students, no umbrellas. They're hanging in there. I have a feeling, though, on the drive back to Andover, the heat will be on in these vehicles. I know it will be on in mine. They'll probably set the thermostat up to about 80. It'll be second down and 10. Sullivan was able to buy time rolling to his right. Threw it out there, but Cafe a good hit. They're going to run it around the end. Here's Jones.
Ball carried by number 17, Braden Jones, tackled by number 4, Will Thomas.
Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A little or no gain, so it'll be third down and 10.
Good pursuit by Andover. Third down and 10. Clock moving. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. Andover led it 20-0 at the half. They get the touchdown, the fourth of the game from Caden Wheeler. He's just had a great night here in the bad weather on the natural grass. And all the damage really between the tackles tonight. It'll be fourth down and 8 yards to go, and they're going to elect to kick it away again by Elias D. He's been busy tonight. Sam Masungu, the return man for the Andover Huskies at his 35-yard line. Kick away with the wind, and it's going to take a Blue Jackets bounce inside the 20. It'll be down at the 18-yard line. That's where Andover will start. Late quarter, number 3, leading at 28-0. 1:10 to go in the third quarter, and once again, big thanks on all these, we call them QCTV light games, typically an announcer and a camera operator or two. Ryan Mush has been the man all year, started the regular season at Shakopee. Here we end the regular season on the other end. They smelled it out pretty good there. Lincoln Larson's made some of those good stops. I'm going to say no gain. DeVellis waits for the snap, tosses it out, tries to get Wheeler to the edge, and he's going to lose ground back to the 16-yard line. Another good defensive play by the Blue Jackets. Hamid there.
Third down and 12 to go.
Need to get it all the way out to the 28-yard line. Third down, 12 yards to go. That should be the final play of the quarter. Andover's going to try.
736 million people struggle to meet their basic needs. An estimated 40 million people have fallen victim to human trafficking. 51 million kids go hungry every day. And every day, United Way and our partners, including Kellogg, Wells Fargo, and UPS, fight for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community.
Here we are, fourth quarter coming up from Cambridge-Isanti. Andover leading the Blue Jackets 28-0 here on QCTV and QCTV.org. Second half games in progress. Holy Angels Waconia tied at 14, 16-yard line. Gonna hand it off. Not much doing there for Caden Wheeler.
Wheeler with the carry. Tackled by Cyrus Matson. Loss on the play.
They're gonna lose yards again. Cambridge-Isanti's gonna get the ball back. Trying to get something going. And Cambridge-Isanti's going to get it there. Try and get points on the board with 11:07 to go. And of course, here on QCTV, our playoff coverage will continue. We've had boys and girls soccer this fall, volleyball and football, of course, and that trend will continue here on QCTV and QCTV. I think for the fans and The players, coaches want to keep the clock moving here. Once again, the moisture continues to fall. The wind out of the north. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, and getting a hand on the ball carrier was Ashton Larson for the Andover Huskies. Not much doing. Line is a running back, Levi Maurer. Bauer with one of the biggest plays of the game for Cambridge-Isanti, and they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Pile for the Huskies. Chase Baker. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Maurer not much. He was grabbed by the waist and hauled back by Ashton Larson. Larry Sullivan with Maurer behind him. They're going to toss it to Maurer. He's going to try to get to the edge, gets a block, cuts back at the 20, bounces all the way down to the 15-yard line. Good hard run by Maurer. But still fell forward. And maybe got it to the 11-yard line. Depends on where the knee went down. They're actually going to trying to protect the ball a little bit. Yeah, his knee actually was down back at about the ball at the 11. Man goes in motion. Skoglund. They're going to toss it to the outside. Skoglund trying to get a block. Larry Sullivan. Levi Maurer. And the running back, not a real tall kid, but he runs hard. They're going to go for it. And it's a hole. And there's been a lot of debate. Should it be from the point of the foul or the line of scrimmage? And I am a big believer, like it is in the college game or the pro game, it should be from the line of scrimmage. I think from the point of the hold, I'm not a fan of that. And that was grabbed over there by Mason Eckes. Pass intercepted. And Andover's going to get it and have a chance to preserve the shutout with 11. He went out of bounds. New quarterback in there for Andover. That is Landon Nelson, the junior. Line of scrimmage was maybe a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 4:20 to go in this football game. 20. And they're going to give him first down yardage. Needed the 21. And we got to the 22. They get it. Kirshner with a good run, I believe.
Again carried by Kirshner.
Yeah, Kirshner 7 or 8 there. And they've been working that left side. Another quarterback in there for the Andover Huskies. Pemberton. Chase Landon Nelson. Low snap, picks it up, in trouble. Now scrambles off to his left, still on his feet. Has a good gain of 8, maybe 9 yards over the 40 out to the 44-yard. Second down, 1 yard to go. Clock stopped for the moment as he stepped out of bounds with 1:56 to play. Here in the 4th, Andover leading it Good surge up the middle. Inside the 40, down to the 37. Waiting for the play and now has it. 1:15 to the extra point category, 2 of 3 for Onan Peterson. A 2-point conversion. Velas. And the path to Kopetsky for the 2-pointer. That'll probably be it. Under 20 seconds to go in the game. Andover counting it down to a perfect 8-0 regular season coming in tonight. Number 3 in 5A. They're already the champions of the North Central Black region. And they're going to line up and shake hands here on a chilly, rainy night. All right, let's get you up to date on what's coming on QCTV on October 28th, live and local, Anoka. On the 29th, big parade, a little people, always a great event. And then the big Anoka Grand Day Parade, the Halloween capital of the world. Hopefully it's a beautiful day on the 30th. And then the Anoka Halloween Ambassador Coronation on the 30th as well, all coming up here on QCTV. And don't forget, sports continues postseason, boys and girls soccer, volleyball, and postseason football featuring Anoka, Andover, and Champlin Park. Big thanks to our crew back in the studio in Champlin. And of course, big thanks to Ryan Mush, our camera operator here in Cambridge. Been a lot of fun all season long. Hopefully we'll catch you in the postseason. Once again, Andover completes the unbeaten regular season, winning at Cambridge-Isanti tonight, 28-0. I'm Steve Thompson. Good night.